Previously on Batman the Telltale series. Previously on Iron Dinos.
Yeah.
Why are we promoting their thing? We don't promote our own channel.
It's good. We've got a lovely family atmosphere. She said, "Pull my finger."
I wonder if this is going to show all of our incredibly vital choices so far, like giving him morphine or not, even though he's going to die regardless.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was my choice. Shoot him in the head. The drugged up Montoya.
Poor Renee. That character model is
Say it properly.
hideous.
Renee. That was awful. But yeah.
That was awful. Also,
You
that
got the reference.
show is fucking racist, so no.
It's not racist.
It is super
It's
racist.
not racist.
They'll make Gotham pay for his
It mocks everyone.
Just
What would Harvey think?
in the comments, just tell it. Do you think LOLO is racist or not? It's maybe not racist, but it might be a bit strong.
racist.
It's certainly xenophobic. It's also homophobic.
It possibly could be homophobic.
It's
I can't
definitely
remember.
homophobic. I can't watch. This is getting well off topic, but when I was on my plane to Cuba a couple of years ago, I tried to watch the first episode of Porridge, and I couldn't get through it.
I know there's a few black references and a few.
It was
gay
really
references.
racist and really homophobic. I couldn't. Like, I'm not going to sit here and. So, Open All Hours. Ronnie Barker's other one. I haven't watched that in a while, but there's stuff in there that maybe didn't translate too well, but I don't think there's enough in there that it would turn me off from watching it. Whereas the first 10 minutes of Porridge, and it might be lesser in other episodes, but in the first minutes of the first episode of Porridge, there was so much stuff in there that was offensive. I was like, no, I just don't.
That much, but I haven't seen the first episode. I mean, they're through all the scenes. Like I remember Only Fools and Horses. There's a few throwaway gay things and black character things.
Yeah,
and it's taken as very normal everyday chat, and it's not meant to be racist. It's just meant to be.
It was
chat,
the
but it's the time,
volume
isn't it?
of
Yeah.
it that was the problem with Porridge for me. Whereas you get these things that were a sign of the times. You know, it's what 30 years since Only Fools and Horses, 40 odd years since Only Fools and
It
Horses.
started in '78, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, you have to make certain allowances for the time, but I find there is a line.
Yeah.
I have to draw, and that was on that particular show. It was too much. Anyway, Batman.
No.
Good to see you.
Is there anything that doesn't like '60s Batman? Does that not translate? Is there some things in that which you go,
Feel better if I were out of here.
oh, that's a bit wrong now? I can't think of anything. But,
I suppose it's a bit sexist. But
I brought you some flowers.
the weird thing about 60s Batman is it's so
Every sick boy's dream.
silly. It's so nonsensical that it's almost surreal.
I thought she'd at least come by
So,
and congratulate you.
yeah, their version of Batman is
Guess we-
like he thinks every woman is.
She just saw me.
You'll hear from her. He thinks every woman is a damsel in distress, for example, including Catwoman, and does his best to bring her around. But it's
well, that informs a lot of my decisions in this game. Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily.
Infuriating.
Yeah, I can't think of much that's too on the note, or certainly there's not the volume in it that is enough to make me.
Yeah.
Like I might kind of roll my eyes a little once in a while, but certainly not enough to turn me off the show. But speaking of 60s Batman,
Yes.
let
Let him vent.
him vent.
I'm sitting here.
Harvey needs to talk.
I can still hear
No, I'm going to let you vent about '60s Batman.
Or
now.
is it Harvey?
the moderator.
Or is it something darker? But I recently watched, they made a couple of animated movies with Adam West and Burt Ward a few years ago, just before Adam West died. And I watched those a couple of weeks ago. Gotham is in danger. They need its mayor. And they're great. They're so good. Bill Shatner as Two-Face And then, like, they do his career as like, they use Hugo Strange, and he's got an evil machine that is sucking the evil out of the Joker, the Penguin, the Riddler, and your
Oh, wow.
things. That explodes, and the undiluted evil gets onto Harvey, and that's what makes him a villain. That's so 60s Batman. It was written a couple of years ago. It's so good.
I do need to check those out.
I think you know best.
I remember them coming out, those films, and I never did see them. But yeah, like
really
the
good.
clips I saw seemed like quite accurate. And
So their thing
good
with
online.
Two-Face, their twist on it was, so he becomes Two-Face, and then they show his whole career as Two-Face in the opening credits, in the style of the start of the 60s Batman show. So now he's back and cured, and the mystery can begin again, because there's seemingly a new Two-Face. It was really, really good. It wasn't clever. It was clever without being clever, if that makes sense. It was super dumb, but it knew what it was doing, and it did it
Best kind
so
of fun.
perfectly. My father hid the truth.
Naughty daddy.
Because here's the thing. Like, as much as Batman does what he does for the memory of his parents, we might have gone over this in an earlier episode, it has been 5-6 months. I think he would be mortified to think that his father was up to something, was a criminal in some way, but it would click something in his mind that he would absolutely have to know the truth.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. I abandoned you when you needed me. No, you didn't, Harvey. You're trying to be Mary. You're trying to make the city a better place, and you know.
What is that?
No, screw Harvey.
Batman symbol. Coming from near the
Well, to be fair, he's trying to get it on with his girlfriend, and he's running off to Batman.
That is true.
Oh, Alfred's texting. Here we go.
He said it with dick pic.
Did you? Did you see?
Batman, I will ignore. I will not remember that.
It'll ring back in a minute. What about now?
Alfred needs me.
I should said I have a date.
It's
No.
It's Alfred. Is he okay?
I'm just trying to open up trouble.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Harvey needs to understand that I don't know in this one. I don't get the sense so much in this that there you go. Look, he's smiling because of his friend.
It also is mine because he's still got a face.
I don't think Alfred's quite the father figure in this that he is in certain other canons, but
I suppose I'm like layering on what I've seen in other canons onto this character I've seen because he's not appeared much in this one other than a bit of advice.
I can't do that because this canon is terrible. It's not terrible. I tell you what, one of my biggest problems with this is I think it's one of the most commercialized and safe versions of Batman I've ever seen. It's doing the whole, oh, you can have a romance with Catwoman, which is like, that's super commercial. It's just not particularly Batman. I mean, watch almost any Batman movie or TV show. Even they don't go as ham-fisted with it as this, because I think they're trying to get as wide an audience as possible. Maybe part of it is them trying to do something different, but
He's quite flirty in the 60s show. He's quite flirty in Dark Knight Returns. Not Dark Knight Returns. The what's it called? The third
Dark Knight
film.
Rises?
That's the one. He's kind of getting it on with her. In fact, he goes quite successfly, I believe.
He does, yeah.
Yes.
Happily ever after.
Or does he? I think it's all a dream. I think he's in a coma.
Of course, it got my attention. I wasn't actually reading that.
Well, that's ironic since that's what you clicked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go back to the story, shall we? Here's Jim. Let's see if he's.
Oh yeah,
smokes
this
a
is
fag.
like this half plays it like Batman's only been around for 5 minutes, so Gordon doesn't really trust him, and half plays it like they've been allies for years.
He's learning to trust him.
But hear me out.
I remember in the first one because you may or may not beat someone up in a previous episode. I don't know. What
Yes,
it
that was the first part, I think.
And at that point, apparently, he makes a decision based on your actions.
Yes.
And you did not beat him up, or didn't kill him anyway.
You put him on a spike.
No, that was a different character. Oh yeah. So
Gordon wouldn't have liked that.
there was one guy
You
you
let her
could
go.
break his arm or something, which you didn't do.
I could back her up because we all know Renee Montoya is a good person.
Well, I don't know, not based on this. He just shot some guy in cold blood.
Yeah, but she was manipulated into it. She had like those blue veins.
Just because she looks like a cheese does not mean she gets exempt from every criminal activity.
It's Thomas Wayne's fault.
No.
Well, we've seen the video.
That's
the whole
true.
city did. Half reading it and half saying the thing I would say. So
This is Schultz. Over.
it's Batman would want to know
We lost him.
the truth, and he's just seen this seemingly incriminating thing, so he would definitely want to get to the bottom of it.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I've asked you this on here before, but have you actually completed this yourself?
No.
No, right, okay. I didn't think you had.
I don't even know if I've played this bit. I was trying to play a bit ahead of what we were recording,
Yeah.
just so I had some idea what was going on. I don't remember if I played this bit or not. This is about where I got to if I did.
Yeah.
So this is all mystery to me. So I might go silent and just not talk because I'm enthralled.
Okay.
But there's Wayne Tower again because you can see it from every angle of Gotham City, as we all know.
Absolutely.
It's like the Eiffel Tower.
There's a bit of Lucius Fox.
The microphones
Nice
are
bit.
incredibly sensitive. They can pick up sounds from up to 500 yards. In some cases.
Do you like Lucius Fox? I think he's a good addition. I say addition. I don't know when he came in, but yeah.
Nice work. Lucius Fox. Now, in the Christopher Nolan movies, they adapted Lucius Fox to be Batman's R&D guy, supply all the vehicles and
He
weapons
was Q,
and
wasn't
stuff.
he? Yeah.
Which annoyingly has slowly been brought over to the comics, and I don't like it. Because in the comics, Lucius Fox has been... let's have a listen.
Yeah.
Lucius Fox has been part of the comics since the 70s, and he essentially is he's like the CEO. He manages Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah.
So he's an interesting tool because he looks after Bruce's company for him. So it gives someone for Bruce to bounce off of when you need a Wayne Enterprises focused story. But it's also a reason, because we all know Bruce isn't sitting there running Wayne Enterprises
No, he must be knackered.
or Wayne Industries or whatever it's called these days.
I don't even think it turns up to work.
But exactly.
By the way, episode
So
3.
that was an interesting role for him to have, and then. With the Grant Morrison run, he just went, "Oh fuck it, I'm taking this thing from the movie," which I never thought worked. Like, why did Lucius need to be changed to that role? His role was interesting and unique as it was. If Batman doesn't need anything, it's a fucking Q. Why does he need that? I understand that building a Batmobile is
Maybe we can't accept that this millionaire playboy man. He says, quoting the Tony Stark thing, maybe we can't accept that he could also be super intelligent and creative with tools and scientific stuff, as well as martial arts, as well as detective skills, as well as all the other.
Batman's entire thing is that he is the best at everything. I'm not saying that he literally just builds all of the Batmobiles from scratch himself in his... I liked the thing in The Dark Knight where he gets a bit from here and a bit from there and a bit from the other, and then he gets bits assembled in different places, and then he just puts the finishing touches together himself.
Yeah.
I think that really, really works. Should I get hit by my own
makes
batarang? No. Oh, I did anyway.
Not this one. Batman, look out!
Up!
Who said Batman look out? Oh, I'm guessing that was Montoya,
Oh, yeah,
because we've followed her here.
we did. After we listened to her, and then we still had to come here.
Yeah. That was pathetic.
Well, no,
It's one of the worst explosions I've seen in a video game in years.
Drop the gun.
Look, I
well, it's up there with the cigarette smoke, I think.
I used
Okay, the cigarette smoke is
Now-
significantly worse, I'll give you that.
Are we watching the side of a van?
We both have much bigger problems right now.
Look, Batman,
Can you forgive
a
me?
van murdered his parents.
Had me pinned down. If you hadn't shown up when you did,
I forgive you. I don't even know who he's talking to.
I forgive
that
you.
guy on the floor.
thank you. It means a lot. Coming.
Dylan, we call him. That's Lucius Fox.
I'm really confused.
I nearly blew it.
I thought he was talking to... Oh no, is that Montoya?
And it'd be on me.
You have good instincts.
But you need to think things through. Be patient. Don't rush.
You have good instincts, but we didn't know it was you, so that's why we nearly killed you.
Next time.
Well, we need to be slightly nice to her because eventually she needs to become the Question, and then she's her own superhero. So
Right,
Batman needs her on side.
I was thinking this earlier because I remember you saying she was the Question before. I've not looked up who that is, but I had. Is that the? In my mind, and you're going to say no, that's a completely different character. Who's the character? I think it's a male character with no face at all.
That is the Question.
Oh, that is the Question. Okay. Oh, I'm vaguely right then. On what I'm thinking about. Okay.
No, you're spot on. It was a Steve Ditko creation, who started as a character with a complete black and white morality. This is right, this is wrong, and he was hyper violent and stuff because Steve Ditko, comic book legend that he is, had a slightly crazy belief system, and he put that into a character, which was quite interesting. Obviously, when they brought him over to DC, they had to change it somewhat, but the Denny O'Neil run is absolutely amazing.
Are you all right?
So yeah, but he was a character. He was also used fantastically in Justice League Unlimited, where they kind of drilled back to the core of it. I mean, he literally sees the problem of. A big part of it is that Luthor's trying to become president to piss off Superman.
Yeah.
And he's trying to turn Superman crazy, and through all these elaborate machinations, the Question figures it out and basically says, well, the only solution to this is for me to murder you, and then off he goes.
That's
Good
pretty black and
superhero.
white, yeah.
Yeah, it's really well done. It's a really nice nod.
We should be called the Question, it should be called the Problem.
But yeah, then they did a thing in the mid 2000s where they changed a load of stuff up, and one of the things they decided to do was to kill off the original Question and replace him with Renee Montoya, who became the new Question.
I was going to ask that. So it wasn't as if she was the origin story, she took over.
Yeah,
okay.
But sadly she never really, like, they had this big plan to do it, and then they didn't launch a series with her as the main character as the Question in it. So she just bounced around for a couple of years. The smoke again.
It's my favourite aspect.
She just bounced around for a couple of years, and it was largely forgotten.
Okay.
And then she was back to being a cop, and now she's also the Question again.
Nice. I think everyone's a superhero, aren't they?
I mean, you're not.
You don't know that. This is my secret identity, he says, giving it away.
I'd have put him in jail.
I think that is that. Maybe I'm the problem. That's my character. The problem.
Yeah. You are the inconvenience.
Yes, I could be that. I slightly move things to the left a bit, just to annoy people.
Oh, I left that cup right in my reach, and now it's slightly. Oh, fuck's that! I've got to get up now.
I know.
Why is it on the counter? I left it next to the desk.
I know quite a few inconveniences. Right, yes. You're not doing anything here, are you? You're just watching this.
The Children of Arkham are listening in on the GCPD's communications.
Yeah, Batman's using his incredible detective skills to listen to that walkie-talkie that Jim Gordon's voice is coming out of and figuring out that compromised his fucking incredibly unsafe and easily hackable walkie-talkie system. By the way, Gordon, look at my glowing wrist and massive car. I could probably donate some of these to the police department, at least so you're not using fucking walkie-talkies.
Nothing wrong with walkie-talkie. It's a wonderful thing. Do you have them as kids? Do you have walkie-talkies?
I mean, I did, but they were fucking useless because me and my mate thought, you have one, I have one. And he lived, half a mile away from me, and your kids' ones range about 100 metres. So they're fucking useless.
I had a mate who had one, and we had big dreams of getting one day.
So did me and my friend.
I mean, he lived like a street away. I remember in the film Big, when the two neighbours, and they can see each other from their windows, but they chat on their walkie-talkies at night. That was our dream. That was the future. And then everyone's got phones now, so you don't really need them.
Significantly better.
The walkie-talkie industry has died, along with the CB radio.
Oh, you say that. We've just spent, a couple of years ago, we spent hundreds of pounds on walkie-talkies for our warehouses. They're very good for warehousing.
Oh, so why is that a benefit in your industry?
Because we've got great big warehouse with loads of guys. You need to get in touch with someone. You're not going to use their mobile because you don't want people using their mobiles at work.
Yes, you do. You don't have to pay for anything.
They want us to panic.
It's working.
So yeah, you give the guys each a walkie-talkie. This guy.
You don't have to make the noise; it does it yourself. You don't have to do that every time.
I think you'll find from our playthrough of We Were
Here,
Here,
yes.
I have to do it every time.
Despite the fact we weren't even using it half the time.
Well, we didn't need to use it. Well, we tried to use it and it didn't work. We tried a couple of times and it didn't work. So,
By the way, viewers, stay tuned. We Were Here too, coming at some point.
yes, and it is called We Were Here 2, isn't it? But TOO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
following the tradition
And then
of
We Were Here
Teen
Together
Wolf
is
2.
the third one, I think.
I believe so.
So yeah, me and Jason have picked up the party pack of all of them. So it is coming. I promised you all by the end of 2020 there'll be the first episode. So we've still got 4 months.
When are we recording this? What is it now?
I was in a shop yesterday. Right, today is the 29th of August, I believe.
I thought you were looking around as if there's something that tells you the date, and there isn't.
Yeah, I was looking at your computer.
It's 7:29 a.m. I believe. Wayne Town.
Yeah, I was in a shop yesterday and there was a fucking aisle of Christmas shit. Oh, I was not happy.
That's normal for September. Oh, that's not September.
It's not even September.
It's practically
It's fucking summer. It's August. It's not even got the Halloween shit out yet.
People have been buying stuff since January.
Oh, I was so grumpy about it. And I shouldn't be, because what does it matter? But it's this hideous thing of what it's doing. They're doing it now because they've had 6 months of a lack of sales and stuff, unless you're Amazon. The rich get richer. So basically they're trying to put in the mind now to consume. That's why they're doing it. Because when the second wave hits, when it starts getting cold again, you're not going to want to buy Christmas shit. It's just so... I find it so cynical. This is unexpected.
It's an ongoing thing. It's supply and demand, and also you create the demand by
Yeah.
supplying it early.
Yeah.
But yeah, there'll always be some customers in our shop that are only like 1 or 2 will kick off and go, "Oh, Christmas stuff already."
Yeah, I certainly didn't say, I need to speak with your manager. It is not yet appropriate for Christmas stuff. I will accept it at the best at the beginning of October.
You storm
No.
into the grotto, start kicking the elves in.
I didn't go full Karen. It's just the back of my head just sitting there going, that's so... It's so cynical, it pisses me off. I've done nothing wrong, but I understand that public perception means that having a Wayne at the top of the company with their name on it may not be the best idea right now.
Nothing wrong with the name Wayne. It's a beautiful name.
Do you know anyone called Wayne? I knew one person called Wayne when I was a kid.
I used to have a
Because
boss
it's a
called Wayne.
really-
I used to have a boss at the top of my company called Wayne. First
Wow.
name. He had a big house as well. I helped him move a couch once.
Oh,
Not with him, obviously, as like his butler.
right.
It wasn't his actual butler, but he acted like he was his butler. He was the driver for the company, but he was effectively the guy's butler.
It's a terrible blow to everyone.
I'll tell that story another time. But he was the Alfred to this Wayne guy.
I mean what I said before.
I've
So
never
why were
made
you-
the connection before.
Why were you moving a couch? You made it sound like
Because
you were
when
doing
you're
it as
the-
a matey
When
thing.
you're the big boss of a company,
Yeah.
I think I was only working Saturdays at that point. I used to work there all the time, but I think I'd just gone down to Saturdays
I'll come
Right.
because that's career progression. That he
Is this before you moved down here?
yes
Uh,
oh yeah
Up here?
this was in a photocopying shop years ago, and this guy and in those days you could have chains of photocopying shops, and
Yes.
so
Have we still got one in...
we've got an office supplies one which happens to do photocopying.
Yeah, because it mostly sells toner and
It's
stuff,
got lovely
right?
pens. I've got some great pens from there.
We're talking about the one that Sharon used to work at, yeah?
No,
Oh, you're talking about Sudbury Office Supplies.
yes,
Round the back of Waitrose.
close to this cinema.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Whereas you're talking about Cartridge World.
I am. I
I
was
don't
talking
know if
about
that's still
Cartridge
there.
World. I don't think it is. I can't imagine it is.
Anyway, hi Sharon. Point
Oh, I
is-
missed. Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed. Oh, I can only look at this. It's mesmerising.
You shouldn't have set it on. You should
I
have
do
set
it-
it on easy.
Right on the edge. Hang on.
Yes, so you can get photocopies from there.
Gameplay.
But No, I don't recognise him.
Who doesn't just photocopy in their office now? Like,
You say this, there was a message on the local town group yesterday saying, can anyone tell me where a photocopying shop is?
at the place where you work.
No, on the Facebook, there was a message saying, can anyone tell me where's a photocopying shop?
Oh, okay. Let's go to the library. The library's got a photocopier.
Is it open? There's a coronavirus going on.
Well, a library is at all points more essential than a photocopying shop.
Not when you need a photocopy.
The library will photocopy for you.
It's not open. I don't think. I don't know. I haven't been there.
It's good to hear she's still
Fair enough. So, from the amount of conversation we've talked about this so far, it's not been very interesting, has it?
whispers at the
I think so. Well, short story, getting back to Batman, is I had a boss who ran a photocopying company. His name was Wayne. Please don't sue me for this. And he had a quite big house in part of Essex. And, a fancy house. I hadn't seen a house that fancy at the time because he was like, the big boss. And he had a driver called Darren, I think, who acted like his butler. And anyway, I was working one Saturday and they rung me up because he needed a couch moving or something.
Wow.
Took me out of work, but there was only two of us working that day.
Yeah.
So they lost half the staff, so I could go and move, or call it a settee, from one room to another to help out the big boss. Because that's the power you have when you're the boss of a company.
Wow. The power to damage your business to move a couch.
Yes. So that's what killed the photocopying business, Wasn't everyone having stuff on their phones these days, and printers at home and whatever.
I don't know what the tone is like because we're not listening to it, but that sounded so pissy. It's just bad news after bad news. Pour it on, Lucius.
I think he called him
Fuck's
Luscious,
sake.
Luscious Fox. That's what he calls him. Or Precious Fox. Oh, a nice little array of stuff in the background there.
Does that mean they know my identity?
Divides all these nuts and bolts up.
It looks like they've only accessed the GCPD so far. Had a lot of activity otherwise.
Waiting to play some game.
Yeah, I've forgotten what's going on here.
Basically, Lucius has found someone's piggybacked into their signal.
Is
They're
it the Children of Arkham?
trying to
Bloody Alfred, go away.
tell Gordon to break his comm. So we'll help out Gordon. We'll help out the GCPD. And if you go to Gordon directly, he may remember that, but it's important.
It's all a big plot for Wayne Industries. Wayne Industries to sell stuff to the cops, isn't it? They're just your walkie-talkies are rubbish. We've proven that. By the way, can I interest you in these mobile
To be fair,
phones?
in most canons, Bruce normally gives
Whoever broke in
I have a mole.
cover their tracks.
Hill took my computers. Let's try that.
Mayor Hill must have given them to the Children of Arkham.
Yeah, in the canon, Bruce gives tons of equipment and stuff to the GCPD
See if there's a way to shut down their access entirely.
because that makes sense.
Well, that's kind of a tip-off that he's got all this good equipment there. Oh, I've accidentally given you this Batarang.
Oh, look, we've got a whole room to walk around now.
I want to see what's on the whiteboard.
Look at his face, look. He looks so gormless.
He's keeping up his appearance as Bruce Wayne.
But Lucius knows he's Batman.
Yeah, but we're watching him. He knows that.
Why is there nothing
And
on this
they've
side
got
of the room?
people piggybacking.
Something in the roof.
Something in the room.
Right, what do you want me to look at? There's a shit ton of things on here.
First of all, the whiteboard, because why not?
Okay, we'll go for the whiteboard.
Everyone has a whiteboard.
Phalanx chipset architecture.
Okay, I've learned a lot there.
That was that. What do you want me to look at next?
That jetpack thing on the table.
It's a
thing.
drone. It's a bat drone.
Oh, was it? Oh, I thought it was
Drone bat drone trap. Bat,
Was that
bat,
thing that
drone,
the
bat.
Green Goblin stands on,
The Goblin Glider.
if that's what you call it.
That is what they call it.
It's not really ready yet.
Call it the glider.
Or
or
he
the
calls it the
Goblin
bat
Glider.
drone. It's quite small and nifty. Wouldn't allow that over my town.
It is. It's not very Batman though. What do you want to look at next? Come on, speed it up.
Can you see the thing on the far right? Is that Batarang?
Far right, what? Donald Trump.
Bat grapple. Was that? Yes, that one. Can we look at Trump? No.
Batarang.
Just look at everything. It's going to be quick whatever you look
We'll have a
at.
look at the bat grapple.
Yep, it's a bat grapple.
Wonder if that's the only thing.
Selena stole one of those, yeah.
Oh. Look at dopey little Bruce. He's implying he stole his heart. That is not fucking Batman! I don't want that in my fucking Batman game.
Bruce Wayne. I want it in my game.
That was massively worth looking at then, wasn't it?
I'm going to
He's
romance
kind
her.
of picked it up and dropped it straight back down. That's that thing I use a million of.
Why is he looking at his own shit? Yeah, that's my mask. Yep.
He's put thermal vision in it now. So I'm guessing the last thing we need to do here, we'll have a look at the table.
Do you not have thermal vision?
It's a well-constructed table.
Wonder why you had a taste.
It's an IKEA table, I believe.
Guess it's coming in pretty handy now.
Trust
It was good to have an underlit table.
is much more paranoid
Yeah,
than
on an underlit
I mean, if you
table.
want to trace things, it's great.
So, oh no, there's another thing
What?
on here, like a sticky bomb.
Jesus Christ.
a new sticky bomb.
Why's he got to walk around the table every time?
On the underside.
Lucius, pass me that.
Wherever you need,
Yeah, absolutely.
remotely with your gauntlet. Boom.
As Lucius said, were you still here, Bruce?
Be careful.
Jesus, I'm trying to get on with this.
Pack a serious punch.
He just put it in his pocket.
This is basically the scene from James Bond, isn't it? Where it's like, here's
Right.
here's a
What
pen,
else have we got to look at? Wasn't there something?
here's a shoe
Is there
knife.
something there?
I know, it's from the Kingsman, anyway.
Oh, I can hide the gadgets. Let's hide the gadgets.
Hide the gadget. Why would you hide the gadgets?
Why wouldn't you?
Looks like Regina's headed to my office.
What if that accidentally
Oh,
goes
was that
off?
the last thing? Oh, crap!
That's the problem with these games. You try and avoid doing the trick. That's why I never spoke to Alfred in that episode, because I assumed if I spoke to Alfred, that would cut to another scene.
Yeah, that's
And then, no, I just lost the ability to talk to Alfred because it didn't do anything.
Children of Arkham's activity within the
yeah. I was gonna click on the last thing, and that be us. That'd be the end of the episode. But it looks like we're barreling forward.
No, let's end it on a table going to the floor. Or Bruce going to the floor. Oh no, he went down 3 steps. Oh, and a lift. Okay.
Bruce leaves.
If you want to know what's at the top of the elevator, why not join us again next time for more I and Dinos play Batman the Animated Series. Want to subscribe too.